Morning routines are essential for your mental health because it helps you get the day started. Too many people wake up and try to falter through but do not reset themselves. If you want to be able to get over it, get successful, you need to have your great morning routine. My name's Nick Tabor. I'm a personal trainer and I talk about this stuff because I've lived through it. Okay, so this week we're doing a little bit shorter videos this week, and I'm filming all of them in one day. Hopefully through the beginning of the year, because there's a lot of prep work to do. And either way, I hope you're having an amazing new year. So this question came in from Facebook saying, that they're on this person was on medication. How does physical fitness help when they're having sleeping issues because they have chronic nightmares because of that medication? Now, first of all, side effects of mental health medication are super important. I'm not going to touch on that. If you are having the side effects that are affecting your function, you need to get in touch with your doctor or your prescriber immediately in order to fix that, because these are things that can't be messed with. And these are things that, personally, myself, I love to get people off medications, but we need to do it the right way. It has to be in tandem with the healthcare professionals in order to bring that into play. So, that out of the way. Okay. So you're having a nightmare. Waking up like, what do we do? A morning routine is absolutely, essentially important. Like, you need to have something physical in order to be able to get over it. You got to get your mental state in order, and by doing that, you get your physical state in order. My recommendation is you do at least something very easy, maybe a couple push-ups, a couple sit-ups, but a lot of people do this where they get on their phone, and they're just playing around on Facebook. Man, I had an awful dream or something, and they're not mentally cycling themselves out. Now, when you do this, you're working yourself mentally to do this. You've got to cycle that. Like, this is what happens when you have a nightmare. You have something in your subconscious that is working through, that's working through, and it's basically the subconscious filtering all that stuff out. Think of it like one big giant dumpster dump, or it's like gone, right in the trash, and just letting all that out. Like, you're dumping it all away. Physically, we need to take care of it, because a couple things that when you're waking up from a nightmare, you have two things that you do. You wake up and you're unable to breathe correctly with your normal patterns. And when you're unable to breathe correctly, you have major issues. You do not, you're not breathing right there. And then because your brain is hearing from your body, that you're like, oh God, something's wrong. And then and only then do you start, like, the body is telling the brain, yes, something is wrong. Brain's like, what's wrong? I don't know, because your subconscious has dumped that out, so your primary conscious being is not aware of what's happening. Long story short, you scared to death, for maybe a little while, so you don't start your day right. You need to physically get something there. Like, I have not experienced this myself, so I really don't have a story. But what I would say doing is two things that I like to do is not sit down. Get yourself, if you have the ability to, get on some clothes, t-shirt, jeans, or whatever you have to do in order to viably go out in public in a decent way, and just walk around your block, as long as it's safe. Walk around your block, get out there, change that environment really quickly. And, then also the best thing to do is just get a drink of water and, knock that back, and then you're fine. There's a lot. There's those two things that are probably the best to do. If you don't have the ability to do something, then do something physical. either just running in place. I live on a third floor with a very small apartment, so I don't have the ability myself to run in place without waking up my second floor neighbor who works at night. So we like to keep things quiet because she's a real sweetheart. But I would do, get up to 200 push ups, is what I used to do when I was doing the Murph Challenge. Lean up against this desk and do it because there's not all the room here, so I can't do it physically sprawled out on the floor. But you do what you can. Okay, you do 1, 2, 3. Even if it's just 5 push-ups, then you do that. Then you do that. Physically getting yourself in order will tell you, because you have to do train breaths when you do it, because when you're scared, it's. But when you do those physical breaths that are really not. And you do that push-up, you're like, then you're going to do very, very well. And then that's going to reset your brain back to where it is, and you cycle through. That is the best way to do it, because it is super important to have a morning routine, especially if you get nightmares. Again, this is a part of an area that I have to say I am not a doctor or a licensed psychiatrist, so you need to speak to your medical professional staff if you are having a issue, or if you are having some problems with the side effects that are affecting your life and affecting your sleep. Sleep is super, super, super important, because if you're chronically getting up all the time, it's really going to be super hard to get your mental state back in order. Think of somebody who does have insomnia issues from time to time. Trust me, it's super important. That I can speak from experience on. Okay, that's what we have here for you today. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. So, if you've made it this far in this video, I want you to go ahead and tell me here for, some people might not even have a big response to it, but tell me, how many hours of sleep do you need a night, and what do you do for your morning routine if you've had a bad night's sleep in order to get yourself going? Go ahead and be honest with that. All right, go ahead and do that. As always, climb, and I will see you in the next video.